Good evening, everybody. Happy holidays, and welcome to the SHL Game of the Week here at the Edge in Bensenville, Illinois, where the Fenwick Friars play host to the Lake Forest Scouts. Rudy Hodgson alongside David Ventura down at ice level right away. Meet the third member of our team, Dylan Ward. Take it away.
Thanks, Rudy. I'm here with Coach Nick Fabrini. Coach, last time you had a game here at the Edge in the SHL, it was a 3-1 victory over GBN. What worked in that game?
We really just paid the price to win that game. I think we blocked something like 25 shots. We made the most of our opportunities on the power play. 5 shots. We made the most of our opportunities on the power play. So did some things that we talked about doing every game, and we finally executed. So that's kind of the plan tonight, is to get back to that same level of execution.
Dominic Fosco leads the team in points, at least in SHL play, 11 total, 9 of which goals. Talk about what he's meant to your program.
He's a threat to score just about every time he's on the ice. He's a great skater. He's got a great shot. When he's going, we're a different team. So we need more out of him in that regard, and really got to get depth scoring. We know that he's going to have opportunities to get on the score sheet, but for us, our second and third line's got to chip in and make things happen.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time. Good luck.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Dylan. Now introducing the man to my right, David Ventura, as we quickly preview this contest. Tough sledding for both of these teams, but Lake Forest find themselves in that 8th spot. So there's still plenty of work to be done, and tonight, all that stuff that happened in the past is in the rearview mirror.
That is Rudy. Happy to be with you again for another broadcast. To preview this matchup a little bit, Fenwick's having some trouble throughout the season, but as you mentioned, Lake Forest on a bit of a hot streak as of late. They seem to find their mojo, and they've got it with the even though they recently lost to New Trier, that's a 4-3 loss against a really good team in the SHL.
As you mentioned, they've been really sharp, winning 7 of their last 11 contests after starting off the season 2-8. So they've been able to turn it around and give themselves a chance. And tonight, against a team that has been struggling in the Friars, they're going to try to get things done.
And David, you just brought up that 4-3 game for New Trier beat Lake Forest. The game winner in that game was actually an empty netter, and Lake Forest got another one with about 2 seconds remaining. So that just goes to show you, it was basically a 3-3 tie.
And Lake Forest is exactly where they want to be. They want to be on the uptrend as we head towards later in the season. Every team's going to have that roller coaster route throughout the season, whether that's in September or some teams even have it in January, but Lake Forest is exactly where they want to be on that uptrend as we enter the postseason.
As we quickly take a chance to preview who will be in net, it seems like starting for the Scouts will be number 52, Andrew Summers. He's sporting that .872 save percentage. And on the other end, it's number 32, Cole Alessi, who has been, in a word, serviceable. He's been sharp. They've been splitting time. Maybe it hasn't been perfect. It hasn't been smooth sailing, but he's been one of the bright spots this season for the Friars.
And Rudy, in terms of the matchup of both of these goalies, pretty even in terms of save percentage and more or less games played. So at the end of the day, it's going to come down to offensive production as well as the defensive side of things when the goalie matchup is about even for this game.
Two teams with some dynamite uniforms. Fenwick sporting those black uniforms with white stripes and the alternate whites for the Scouts. The whistle has been blown, and we are underway here at the Edge. Live from Bensenville, the SHL Game of the Week. And now Fosco quickly trying to get things going as Fenwick wins the draw and play it deep. Fosco leading the team in points this season with 11. Another one of those bright spots that we were alluding to in the open. Puck played in deep by the Scouts. Coming to the game sporting a 9-11-1 record. Again, 2-8 to start the season. So they are, as David alluded to, on the upwards trend here as we approach the final stretch of the season and head into the holiday break. Kurzak all by his lonesome behind the Scout cage, gives it up, and now it's Drum using the glass to his advantage to play it deep. Puck almost goes out of bounds, but collected by the Friars and promptly played the other direction.
So far, Rudy, both teams kind of feeling each other out. Not really any offensive production by either team, but real early on in the game, just at the point where both teams are just feeling each other out here.
That is to be expected, just the second time these two teams meet, so they aren't exactly all too familiar with themselves this season. Last time these two teams met was all the way back in October when Lake Forest defeated them 5-1. First shot on goal, promptly saved by Alessi. Just over a minute and a half into this opening period. A lot of play in the neutral zone, and here with the puck momentarily was LaChance before taken away by the Scouts, hoping to get the breakout cooking. Pass finds Savage. Heavy forecheck leads to a turnover for the Friars, spinning and hoping to get the pass off for being intercepted. It was Matsiak. A whole lot of back and forth. Hasn't really equated to many shots, but here comes the Friars the other way. Sramek has it on the forehand, looks for the centering feed. Goes off of the body. That one gets deflected, and the whistle gets blown. It seems like the net was dislodged.
Yeah, guys, you saw Fenwick almost strike first there. In spite of their record, they actually score first over a third of the time. 8 times this SHL season they record the first goal of the game, so you got to watch out for them early.
And Dylan, one of the things that Fenwick's doing a really good job of, as both teams are kind of feeling each other out in just their second matchup of the year, is just get any chance they get. They're throwing pucks on net, testing out the goalies, and Lake Forest has got to do the same thing.
The all-important first goal. When you look at the other side, Win scoring first. The Scouts 5-2-0. Win percentage of just over .700. Shot from the point, well above the net. Scouts now playing it out into the neutral zone. Again, taken away by Fenwick. Played in deep. It's Mills behind the cage. Plays it off. Long pass almost taken away. Now it's Alessi. Has to spin and get it out of his own zone. Caught the Scouts on a change. Not to worry. Long pass finds Drum. Drum bursting in with speed. Finds two players. Delayed penalty on the ice. That'll be a trip. And the first power play of the game will go to the Scouts.
And Rudy, it seemed like Fenwick had a lot of control to start this game off, which they did. And Friars are going to take a penalty, and that's going to put them on the penalty kill. So let's see how they're going to be able to defend off this penalty kill to start the game early.
One of the players to look out to was Drum. He had the puck, leads the team in assists on the power play this season with 3. He's out on the ice, currently playing on the right wing. Felitas wins the draw. Carlson at the point. Surveying, looking for an option. Finds Shoemaker, laces one. That one denied by the shoulder of the netminder, Alessi, and promptly cleared. Somers leaves it for his defenseman. Get the breakout going. Scouts the other way, playing it through the neutral zone. The chip of sorts doesn't make its way through. Friars there clogging up the blue line, not allowing anything to get going. Again, it's the Scouts needing to check up and try again to get some zone entry, and ice is slippery. A lot of players taking tumbles to start off this game.
Fenwick's doing a really good job of not allowing Lake Forest to enter the zone. They got 4 guys up, and it's given Lake Forest problems as they're entering the zone.
Just over 13 minutes here in the first period, and just under a minute played in the man advantage. Another clearance from the Friars, who are really controlling the neutral zone and not letting anything go into that Fenwick zone. Again, a very aggressive presence from Verney. Denies a chance on the rush. Now with speed, bursting in is Santaniello. Decides to take a lap with the puck. Is met by a pair of Friars, and they clear again, and Fenwick looking for the change. You could argue these teams still kind of feeling each other out, as not a whole lot has been generated offensively. Puck loose in front of the cage, now collected, spinning and shooting. It goes wide, net is dislodged, official doesn't see it yet. Fenwick wants a whistle. We'll see if they get it. A lot of people calling for the officials. Santaniello now collects. Delayed penalty, and the net is dislodged. What chaos.
And guys, this Fenwick bench not happy because if the whistle was blown for that net when it was supposed to be, that penalty doesn't get called. So Lake Forest going right back to the power play here.
That's exactly right, Dylan. I'm not quite sure why the whistle wasn't blown there, as the net wasn't just barely off, it was off by a lot. And that's something that happens a lot in high school hockey. The pegs don't really do the job that they need to do, but nevertheless, Fenwick's going to be in the box again, and then it's going to be a 5-on-3 for the Scouts for 5 seconds.
Fenwick trying to clear. One man will come out of the box. Back to 5-on-4 hockey. Another little bit of a collision. Officials say play on. Could have been a trip, but we do a different kind of call up here in the booth. Puck played in deep. Scouts will try again.
And Rudy, for that first power play, it didn't really look like the Scouts were on the power play. It looked more like it was 5-on-5 play, so let's see if they can change the way this power play is.
Newland shoots. Slowing down. Moorhead now was trying to center it. Cross ice. Collects his own pass. Again played at the wing. Now to the point. Dahmer, deep slot. Has space to work with. Trying to lace one was Uline. Heavy hit behind the goal line. Uline collects at the wing. Uline, line cross crease pass. Centering feed. Tied up. Uline collects. Has space to work with. Decides to shoot it. Goes off of a body. And it doesn't go on target. So despite having possession, again, it's the Scouts struggling to get something on goal, but they still have danger. Dahmer shoots one, and that one is saved through traffic by Alessi.
And Rudy, one of the things Fenwick's doing a really good job of is getting sticks and bodies in front of the Scouts defensemen, not letting a whole lot of pucks get through, and if pucks do get through, they're whacking it to the corner. So really good penalty kill by the Friars.
47 seconds remain in the man advantage. 10:47 in the first. Fenwick wins the draw, rims it around, hoping to clear. They eventually do with a little bit of help from Verney. Sommers behind the net. Decides to leave it for Mills.
And Rudy, another thing too to notice is early on in the game, most games don't get too physical. However, this one's getting pretty physical, so we'll see what happens as we enter the second and third period and what happens between these two teams.
As Max Anderson would say, the forbidden law of the power play is to get called for an icing, and that is exactly what happens. 200 feet to our right, we'll see a face-off after Fenwick, really kind of stymieing this Scouts power play for the last 4 minutes. Lake Forest wins the draw. It's Camardo. Slowly dishes it off to Moorhead, trying to burst into the zone with a little bit of speed. Alessi plays it behind the net, tries to rim it. Beautiful pass. Probably the cleanest breakout pass of the evening so far. Verney clears, and that should do it for the rest of the power play. Exactly 10 minutes on the clock here in the first. Camardo dishes it off. Puck finds him again, spinning, trying to get a pass off. Eventually has to settle for the pass to Jack Walsh. Now Fenwick collecting and trying to break out. Alessi now couldn't control. Shot from the point goes through and denied by Cole Alessi. Pair of brothers in the lineup today for the Friars.
Fenwick doing exactly what they want to do, kill off those two penalties, and now they have the momentum as we almost enter the halfway point of the first period. But Fenwick doing a really good job on that kill, and I'm sure Lake Forest is going to talk with their guys and figure out what they did wrong on that power play.
When you have just under 4 minutes of power play time, you would expect to get something going, but you would argue the momentum is kind of in the Friar direction so far to start the game. Killing two very important penalties and not really allowing any shots on goal. As Tentero gets his shot blocked. Another try goes off the side of the cage. Now behind the net trying to dump it. To no success was Avis. Another shot right into the breadbasket and denied by Summers.
And Rudy, that's the thing about the SHL is, yes, Fenwick's only won one game, but every game's a new game and you can't count teams out. Fenwick throughout the course of the season has brought a few teams into overtime, including a win against Glenbrook North. So there's no game that you can count any team out in the SHL.
Certainly is a league of parity. On any given weekend, any team can win, and that is the mentality that the Friars have. Fosco walking in, shooting. Good blocker save by Sommers. Played off in the wing and cleared by the Scouts. No icing as it goes on target.
Fosco, a player we were talking about before the game. He's got a really quick release there, surprises a lot of goaltenders, but thankfully for Lake Forest, Sommers was able to pick up on it and get a blocker save on it.
Delayed penalty. That one a clear slash in the neutral zone from Senna. He'll go to the box and serve two, and again, it'll be Lake Forest going on the man advantage.
Rudy, Lake Forest is going to get another chance on the power play here. Let's see if they can try to set something up. This will be their third power play halfway through the first period, rather. So let's see if Lake Forest can set something up here and capitalize on another opportunity.
You got a good look on the replay there of the penalty on the right side of the screen. Again, it'll be the Scouts on the power play. Again, a try gets deflected and goes out of play off of the shot from Uline.
And Rudy, that's something I talked about on the earlier penalty kills by Fenwick. They do a really good job of getting sticks in front of shots and bodies as well, too.
8:17 left in the first period here at the Edge in Bensonville, Illinois. As it stands, the Scouts 8th place in the SHL, hoping to creep their way up. There is a 5-point difference in the table. One game at a time, I'm sure, is the mentality. Shoemaker couldn't get any wood on that opportunity in the wing. Collects the pass from beyond the goal line. Plays it off to the point again to Uline. Uline with space to work with. Dishes it off. Another one-timer. That one goes wide. Uline surely didn't get the slap shot that he wanted off that one-timer.
And Rudy, that's the third time that Lake Forest has done a one-timer on the power play. I'd like to see them settle it down, see if the shot's available. If not, move it to their teammate. I think the one-timer for them is not the play.
Shoemaker was trying to find somebody backdoor. Another try, and they score! Dahmer creeps in and gets us going in Bensonville on the power play at last. It's 1-0.
Finally, for Lake Forest, they're able to capitalize on the power play. They did a better job of setting that power play up as well as getting pucks to the net instead of trying that fancy play. Puck goes off a Fenwick body and finds the stick of a Lake Forest player. He's able to bury it in the back of the net.
Yeah, guys, tons of traffic between the goal scorer Dahmer there and the net, as I believe Alessi may have gotten a little bit of a screen there on that one.
And the other thing that Dahmer brings to the Lake Forest roster is size. He's got that skill up front, but he's also got size, which scares a lot of players on the ice.
After all that, finally converting after their third power play are the Scouts. They get us going here in Bensonville. Going back to that last goal, it looked like Svet was trying to clear, and in doing so, screened his netminder and making no mistake. Or the Scouts to get us going face off to the right of Alessi. Typically when the netminder doesn't drop, it's a pretty good indication that he was screened. As you saw in the replay there. Another try, turned over. Another dangerous opportunity for the Scouts. Not able to cash in was Lake Forest, and Fenwick clears it. A little dump and chase. They won the race, but it's the Scouts intercepting and trying to break out themselves again. Long pass beyond the reach of Moorhead, and that'll be icing.
Really good stop there by Alessi's on Lake Forest there. A little bit of whiff on the first chance, but he was able to get a pad on that, able to get good reaction on that one.
6:48 left here in the first. As we mentioned earlier, 5-2-0 when scoring first this season, so this is a comfortable position for the Scouts to be in. Fenwick trying to make them a little bit more uneasy as they search for the equalizer. But another rush here for the Scouts. Try. Officials will not call a penalty, but the net is dislodged, so there will be a stoppage after the breakaway attempt from Santaniello ended up in a collision.
Santaniello, really good play there. Just a big burst of speed, getting his body to the net, and he ends up taking a tumble, and the net comes off. But that's all good for Lake Forest as they're going to get a offensive zone draw here.
Great look here on the replay as it was defended properly. Fortunately, nobody hurt, and no penalties were called. Another try from the point goes off of a body, much to the pleasure of the Fenwick bench. Savage on the forecheck, trying to create something. Matsiak has to play it deep. Carlson there to collect. Spins and tries to carry it out. But again, it's the forecheck of Karabatsos. Haven't said his name much, but he has been a presence for the Friars, not only tonight, but all season long. Santaniello again. Collects in the near wing. Still has it. Plays it off to the deep slot. Beautiful pass. Couldn't be collected by Drum. Turns and collects. Now Mill tries to shoot one. Fans on the opportunity, and it could be numbers for the Friars the other way. 2-on-1. Senna shoots it low, far pad. Shirley was looking for the rebound. Smart play, but good rebound control from Summers makes the save.
Yeah, Rudy, you brought it up there. Really good rebound control there by Summers. Senna with the presence of mind to shoot that one at the pad, but Summers was able to put a stick on it instead of let it come off of his pad.
Santaniello has space to work with. Shoots it. Great save. It's still loose. Nobody can find it. Eventually the Friars do. Alessi, deer in the headlights, couldn't spot it, but he made the save.
Seen a lot more action here, Rudy, a lot more action than we saw the first 10 minutes of this game, and these last 5 minutes have been very eventful for both teams.
Aaron pass. Davis gets deflected, and it might have been blocked in front of the cage. Foot race. Coming out to play it is the netminder Sommers. But coming to the aid of the netminder
to his teammate instead of doing the selfish play and shoot the puck.
Collision in the neutral zone. Not sure if we can say anybody won that battle. They both came down, but again, the physicality on full display. A breakout attempt intercepted. Coming in as Godellis trying to get something on target. That one gets blocked. Verney spins and dumps it deep, looking for a change. Seems like he'll get it off. Dumped out by the scouts. Delayed offside. Felitas now carries. Puts it on target. Dicey rebound control there from Alessi, but as Wes Anderson would say, no harm, no foul. Moorhead with a full head of steam. Has to check up. Was looking for the 3.5 minutes left in the opening period. The Scouts trying to double their lead, but Fenwick not giving up in searching for that equalizer.
Even though Fenwick's down, they're doing a really good job of blocking shots still.
Another try, the rebound gets blocked. Moorhead was there. Couldn't cash in on the opportunity. Clean little between the legs breakout pass, but stepping in very aggressively was Andrew Marsh. It's Fenwick the other way. Moore has to play it deep, no icing.
Really good shift there by John Moore. I'm sure head coach Nick Fabrini is going to be a big fan. Blocked a few shots and was able to get the puck out of the zone, which is what I'm sure head coach Nick Fabrini is going to want to see from all of his players.
Been a couple minutes of uninterrupted play here. Very back and forth. The best chances have come for the Scouts. Fenwick, again, as we've said so many times, not giving up, putting up a fight. Santaniello was searching for the pass. Goes around the boards. Savage in the near corner dishes it off. Another try, again blocked. If there's one thing the Friars are doing excellent today, it's blocking shots and not letting anything go through.
And Rudy, that's one of the reasons it's a one-goal game. Lake Forest has been doing a really good job of putting that pressure on after both teams are kind of feeling each other out. And Fenwick has been doing a really good job of responding with getting sticks in the way and blocking those shots.
But sometimes you live by the block shot, but you could also die from it as well. And that was the case in the opening goal in trying to block and clear. There was a mistake, and Lake Forest capitalized quickly. As we take a look at our sponsors, a huge thank you to our sponsors for making this happen. You get a glimpse of all the logos of people that have supported us during the 2023-24 season. We thank you all on behalf of the SHL Network. Minute 45 left in the first period. 1-0 your score in favor of the Scouts. It's Krzak playing it off the glass. Heavy collision there right by the center ice line. Fenwick slows things down, looks for the clean pass, and in doing so, they turn it over. Jackson Drum there, bats it down, plays it deep. Alessi will slow it down again.
Rudy, one of the things it looks like Fenwick's doing on the breakout is trying to bring the Lake Forest defenseman back. They got one guy high.
Drum, backdoor play, they score! Drum intercepts the pass, dishes it backdoor, and the Scouts will take that all day long. They double their lead, it's 2-0.
Fenwick had some problems getting the puck out of the zone, and Lake Forest was able to capitalize on that opportunity and put themselves up 2-0.
Guys, ever since that first Lake Forest goal, it has been all Scouts here at the Edge in Bensenville. Currently, according to the official game sheet, Lake Forest right now on a 16-0 shot on goal run.
Minute left here in the first period. That is not what the doctor ordered for Fenwick. We're trying to get momentum back in their favor. In doing so, a turnover leads to the second goal of the evening.
And this is the position that Lake Forest wants to be in. They wanted to be up early in this game so that way they have momentum as opposed to this game being a tie game after the first period. And some teams would find themselves to be stressed out as opposed to be calm, cool, and composed.
Another try from the point goes wide. Battle behind the net. Nobody is able to win it cleanly. Collected by the Friars. And now killing a little bit of time are the Scouts. Referees letting them play. Eventually collecting is Bernie. Centering chance. Couldn't find anybody. Now played off to the wing. And a heavy collision. Gadelis shoots one. That one gets blocked. A lot of back and forth play here in the final minute. 11 seconds left in the first. Verney behind the net will try to play it. A centering chance taken away and cleared. That'll be icing with 2 seconds left in the first.
Not much time for Fenwick to put one on the board here, but quick face-off win as well as a shot will give them a good chance to score here. It looks like they're not going to pull their goalie, which I don't know about you, Rudy, but I feel like if you got 2.6 seconds left, it's not the worst idea in the world.
You read my mind. I was just about to ask you the same question. As Lake Forest wins the draw, kills the clock, and after the first period of play, it's 2-0 in favor of the Scouts. But to answer your question, yes, I personally would have probably pulled the netminder, but it's all in the past now. A pair of goals gives Lake Forest the early advantage at the end of the first period. What'd you see there? What'd you like from the Scouts as we approach the second?
I saw this. Both teams obviously at the start feeling each other out, but Lake Forest, once they get that first power play goal, they were able to build off that momentum. They were getting a lot of pucks to the net in the second half of that first period, and good things happen when you get pucks to the net. It didn't have to be a pretty shot. It was just throwing pucks at the net, and those pucks were able to find the back of the net, and Lake Forest is exactly where they want to be, 2 up after the first period.
As we get a look here on your screen on a couple of the chances, that time was the little miscommunication from the defenseman with Alessi, who it was loose in front of the net. But now you look on the other side. Fenwick had some chances to put themselves back into this game. We're trying to get the momentum back in their favor, but it was kind of the errant passes, especially in their own zone and in the neutral zone, that kind of costed them, and it eventually led to the second goal.
That was, Rudy. And one of the things I'm noticing with Fenwick is they're floating a guy high in their breakout passes, and the defensemen are having a hard time getting those pucks all the way to those forwards out in the neutral zone. And the Fenwick Friars really heavily rely on Dominic Fosco, and and he's one of the players that they will throw that puck up to because he's got a lot of speed.
Do not let their record kind of diminish the history of this program. 10 Kennedy Cup championships, 3 state championships, and they've had quite a bit of a successful alumni pool. 3 NHL players came out of this Fenwick program, and while they're on a bit of a down year, this is still a club that people have come to respect and really acknowledge in the
And that's going to happen with high school hockey, Rudy. You're not really recruiting players. You're kind of just taking what you can get from the kids that go to your high school. So,
heavy hit on Verney. Surprised the officials didn't call an interference. But now coming the other way is Savage. Has it on the backhand. Tries to find Sansaniello. Goes above his stick.
And Rudy, Nick Fabrini's got to watch himself here. He might get his team a penalty. He's still yelling at the officials here. Obviously very mad about that hit, as I would be too, but he's got to watch himself and cool it down just a little bit so he doesn't get a penalty for his team.
You're starting to see the players kind of police the ice themselves. Another huge hit. And now it's Tantero. Was trying to cut it to his forehand and catch a break before Lake Forest dumped it deep into Fenwick territory. Mills very aggressive on the forecheck, loses his glove in the process, has it, shoots one, goes wide, another centering chance, and a huge hit losing the helmet is Alessi, and that will lead to a stoppage.
And looks like we're going to get a penalty here. It's going to be on Lake Forest. Some extracurricular activities behind the play, didn't quite catch it. See if we can get it here on a replay system. But one of the things I'm noticing, Rudy, is even through that first period, a lot of players on both sides on their hits getting their hands up as opposed to keeping them down when they're hitting players.
Power play for the Friars. It'll be their first of the evening. After 3 pointed in their direction, they will get their first opportunity to slice this lead in half.
As head coach Nick Fabrini was having a discussion there with the official. Seems as if that's done, so we'll play on here.
Winning the draw are the Friars. Played in the point is Moore. Dishes it off to Fosco. He has space to work with. Shoots one. Still loose in front. Another try. Good save by Summers. Played behind the net. Now played back to Fosco. In the deep slot is Moore. Shoots one through traffic. Goes off of a body. Might have been his own man, Senna. But Fenwick trying to get something cooking on the power play. Fosco again. Cross crease pass. Gets intercepted. Not being able to clear are the Scouts. Moore. Nice pass to Fosco. Shoots one. That one over the cage. A lot of action. Good chances. Good looks for the Friars, but they're not able to find the back of the net so far. Paps there. Couldn't get the puck that was left for him.
And Moore with a fantastic keep there for the Friars. He's been having a really good game. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets in on a goal or gets a really nice assist later on.
Nobody able to win the puck battle. Fosco looked like he got tripped. Officials again say, let's keep going. Pabst couldn't win the battle. Carlson was without a stick. Looks like he gave it to his netminder Summers. His stick was actually caught up in the net. Attached to the goal.
And Rudy, this game might get real ugly real quick here.
LaChance finds someone, shoots him. That one goes over the net. Not able to clear are the Scouts. Kind of on their heels here, down a man. LaChance couldn't keep it in the O zone. Everybody will have to check up and try again. 15 seconds left in the man advantage, 14 in the second period. Tantero there. A little bit of a slew foot. Officials again keep the arm down. Another try from the point. Promptly saved by the glove hand of Andrew Summers.
Not going to get rid of the puck, but he ended up slashing the stick of a Lake Forest player, and that's going to kill the Friars' power play and put us 4-on-4 for a minute and 25 seconds as we got 13:06 left to go in the second period.
Marsh to take the draw for the Scouts. On the other end, Fosco. Scouts win the draw. Camardo Dishes it off. A lot of space here with 4-on-4 hockey. Santaniello slows things down, pass to Nelson. Back to Camardo. Santaniello at the point. A lot of switching in position for the Scouts on special teams. Another shot from the point well wide. LaChance there, hopes to clear. Was able to get the pass off, but it's intercepted and taken away. Santaniello opts not to take the shot and will actually carry it into the neutral zone.
You know, you talk about all the open ice out there. Love seeing some 4-on-4 in high school hockey. As we know, coincidental minors just remain on 5-on-5, so you don't get to see 4-on-4 a lot.
Another try, again wide. Camardo there, decides to shoot one, again well wide. All the opportunities. Interception there. Fosco with a full head of steam in on a partial breakaway. Breaks through. Tries to get the penalty. Great save. But it is a delayed penalty. Very smart play from Fosco to bait them into taking the penalty and still getting the shot off.
Man, I have no idea, guys, how that is not a penalty shot. You just see the hooking call from the referee. It's going to send another man to the box. And, guys, I don't know what you saw, but for me, that's a penalty shot all day.
I think that's what Fosco is asking for, and it's not going to be a penalty shot, although we had the official at center ice. Looks like Nick Fabrini told Fosco to go out and try to communicate that, so great catch on your end, Dylan. I certainly concur.
And I think that maybe could have gone either way, leaning more towards a penalty shot, but for Fenwick, that's the player you want with the puck on a breakaway is Dominic Fosco, because if he's not scoring, he's going to drop a power play for your team.
So another rare 4-on-3, more space, which I'm sure Dylan appreciates down at ice level. Another try, gets deflected, they score! Man advantage, a very important component to this game. The lead sliced in half, it's 2-1.
Not sure what that hit off, but it looks like from what I saw, the Fenwick Flyers were pointing at Joseph Kurzak. But it seems like the credit might go to Charles Bastido. We'll see what the official score is when Dylan takes a look at it.
Yeah, guys, it's just loading in right here, but that definitely took a deflection on its way. They do give the goal to the captain, Joey Kurzak, number 3 in black, so that's a great pickup by you, David.
That's what it looked like they were pointing at, even though a different player led the charge. But nevertheless, the Friars cut the lead in half to give them, instead of losing by 2, they're now only down by 1.
11 and a half minutes left in the second period. It'll be 4-on-4 hockey for 25 more seconds. Carlson stepping up and trying to get a shot on target. Gets blocked. The man advantage for just over a minute. Long stretch pass. Not able to be controlled by the Friars.
And Rudy, that's something I talked about in the first period. Even 4-on-4.
Potential 2-on-1. Moore tries to get it off to Karabatsos. Good defensive play. Sorry to cut you off.
But that's something I was talking about in the first period, where 5-on-5, Fenwick's floating a guy high, and as we see there, 4-on-4, they had no problem doing that as well.
Fosco had a lot of danger in his eyes on that rush. Another collision behind the net. Scouts trying to clear. They will. Moore drops to his knees to prevent it from going down the length of the ice. Taken away by Santaniello. All by his lonesome on the rush. Shoots one through traffic. Good shoulder save by Alessi. Haven't said his name in quite a bit.
Fenwick really lucky to have Moore back there on D. He's got a really high hockey IQ. He knows how to play the game, and even though he's a defenseman, he's helping the forwards out with making good passes, even though Fenwick's been struggling with that throughout the game.
5 seconds left in the man advantage. Penalty expires. Back to full strength. 5-on-5 hockey. Verney spins. Goal line. Backhanded pass. Svet from the point. Couldn't find the net. A lot of play on the boards. Officials kind of allowing them to do so. Bursting in is Drum. Slap shot goes over the crossbar. Rifling one there was Drum, but he couldn't find the cage.
And that's one there I'm sure Lake Forest would have preferred Drum to hit the net on.
Drum, another try. Tries to get the shot off. Blocked. And kind of limping there is number 8, Jonathan Svet, who labors back to the bench.
David, you just talked about that shot on goal by Jackson Drum. The Lake Forest bench couldn't help but laugh after that slap shot attempt. Didn't have much space to make a fancy play, so just decided to let one go. Just barely missed the crossbar. Fenwick in control so far during the second period, outshooting Lake Forest 5-2 here in the middle frame.
That's why we pay him the big bucks, to give you all those stats in real time. Dylan Ward down at ice level. Another try here for the Scouts. Again, nothing on target as the Friars look for the equalizer. Another breakaway here, this time for Karabatsos. Shoots one, not a whole lot behind it, goes wide. Another opportunity squandered for the Friars.
Karabatsos had a rolling puck, so he had a little bit of trouble with that one. Couldn't get that one to, as we're going to get a penalty here by the trailing referee. We'll see what the call is.
Looks like a roughing call is going to go against Logan Uline of the Scouts, which is going to send Fenwick to yet another power play.
Thanks for the pickup there, Dylan. As Fenwick having a lot of chances here in the second period. Let's see if they can capitalize again on that power play. Even though the first time they capitalized was 4-on-3, they got another shot at the power play.
Moore at the point, one-timer. Seems like they really like that one time from the point. There weren't any bodies screening the net. Moore, again, the one-timer.
And both sides haven't really been doing a good job of getting much power on the one-timers. I'd like to see both sides, but Fenwick on this power play here settle it down before they shoot the puck.
Fernie at the wing, plays it off to Moore, slowing things down a little more. Verney almost was able to get the puck back into Friar possession, but it was intercepted and cleared by the Scouts. Both teams getting very comfortable and familiar playing in special teams. Yet another penalty being called. And just as quickly as it was called, a minute has expired. LaChance dishes it off. Kurzak has to play it deep. Didn't have a whole lot. Was surrounded by men in white uniforms. Unless he has to play it off. Very aggressive forecheck on the PK. Again, it's Karabatsos. Has a lot of room to work with. Beautiful move. Couldn't get the shot off, but you really like the intention there. Entered the zone with conviction. Just couldn't get the shot on target.
I love it there by Karabatsos. He was trying to get his right foot in front of the stick of a Lake Forest defender, but wasn't able to control the puck. But really good hockey IQ there by Karabatsos.
Tantero gets the puck stripped away by Mills, who clears it. 14 seconds left on the power play for the Friars. They've had some looks, but none really with a whole lot of danger behind them outside of that chance from Karabatsos. Penalty expires. 6.5 left in the middle period. Friars have had many opportunities to equalize this game, and yet it remains 2-1. Centering chance intended for Petto. Couldn't get possession. Again, cleared, no ice. Winning the race is Moorhead. Mills at the point. Shoots one. Rebound. Drum couldn't get a chance. Alessi might have been interfered with by Moorhead. Again, the officials say, let's keep going. Mills enters the zone. Cuts to the middle. Shoots one wide. Now it's Drum walking in. Decides to go backdoor. Might have gone off the side of the net. Dylan will probably have a better angle for it. Either way, Fenwick hoping to clear.
Rudy, you were spot on, side of the net there.
Shoemaker at the point. Leaves it for Drum. Centering feed. Bang, bang play. Doesn't find the back of the cage, but a beautiful look. Somehow the Scouts, another backdoor play. Another centering look, intercepted by who else but Dominic Fosco. 3 on 2. Fosco couldn't get a touch. Senna was there as well. It's the Scouts going the other way. They have numbers as well. 3 on 2. Bursting into the zone. Taking a spin, taking a bit of a lap is Murphy Moorhead. Played off to the point, back to Moorhead. Checks up, passes it back. Another one-timer, gets through, and they score! Might have been deflected, but the changeup fools Alessi. The lead is doubled again. It's 3-1.
Really good setup there by Lake Forest. Doing a really good job of taking advantage of the time and space that Fenwick's giving them. And they're going to find themselves back up 2 again. Swift led the charge there. We'll see who they give credit to on that goal there because it looked like it took 2 deflections. Dylan will update us on the official score, but for now it looks like Swift was the one who led the charge on that goal.
Yeah, guys, still waiting on the official word, but you saw Gavin Nelson was the one who took the one-timer at the left circle. He did not get all of that shot. You kind of saw him falling when he let go of the puck, but it did make its way to the slot and ultimately to the back of the net.
Sometimes for the netminders, it's the change-ups that are a little bit tougher to stop, and it surely seemed to have taken a couple hops en route. Finds the back of the net.
Guys, they do give credit on the scorecard to Nelson. I might have to ask some of these guys on the bench if they believe that that's the truth.
They all count the same. Tantero now with numbers. Carries it slowly. Backdoor play. And it might have been a good stick check on the back check.
It was indeed, Rudy. That was Jackson Drum with a phenomenal stick lift.
A shot
really
from
good
the point.
play.
A lot of power behind that shot. Sorry to cut you off. The Friars trying to get something going. Goes off of the stick of Tantero. Officials say it'll be icing with 3:12 left in the second.
Guys, Murphy Moorhead heard that last comment right down here on the bench, and he believes that it was Nelson's goal, so we'll go with it.
But back to that 2-on-1 there that the Fenwick Friars had. Really good defensive play by Jackson Drum on the back check to have the hockey smarts to lift the stick, and that's going to help the Lake Forest Scouts be up 3-1.
Another try denied by Alessi. And now a 2-on-1. Karabatsos coming in, shooting. Great glove save by Andrew Summers.
Karabatsos didn't really have much of an option there to pass. His only option was to shoot. He decided to go glove side, and Summers made a really big save on that one. But nevertheless, the Friars are going to have an offensive zone draw, and I'm sure Nick Fabrini would love if the Friars could score one late here in the second and keep it a 3-2 game as we enter the third.
Just under 3 minutes left. Santaniello is trying to win the battle. Svet takes the worst of that hit. Officials calling a lot, but letting them play physically, and that's been a trend all evening long. Ceramic in the neutral zone turns it over to who else but Santaniello. Has it on the forehand, couldn't collect, has to play it behind the net, playing very aggressively. Another heavy collision with Svet, who gives him a little extra after the puck was away from both of them. Dahmer right by center ice, almost turns it over. Good hustle grind play from Walsh. Backhanded pass, doesn't get through, gets the shot off, rebound right next to the crease. Friars will slow it down. Dahmer, nobody there to really collect the pass, delayed offside. Official finally puts his arm down. Moorhead taking his time, finds Dahmer. Now Fosco stripping it away for the Friars. Trying to get another opportunity cooking. Officials blow the whistle, surely an offside.
Guys, coming in with an SHL score update right now with 6 minutes to go in the second period. Carmel Catholic and New Trier Green tied 1-1.
Some big news in the SHL standing, or the SHL schedule there, is that whistle was because a puck hit a Friar that was in the bench.
$1:30 left here in the second period. The Friars find themselves down by a pair, despite having the momentum for the majority of this second period. Could very easily be 3-3. Turned over. Another look here for the Scouts. Another collision. Walsh comes down to the ice. The parents wanted a call. Officials say no, and Camardo cashes in. He scores. The lead is tripled. It's 4-1.
Camardo with a really good shot there, just kind of takes the puck where he gets it and shoots it. Not really trying to pick a corner there, but nevertheless he's able to find the back of the net. And that's going to really help the Lake Forest Scouts, putting them up by 3. Most likely going to stay like that as we head into the break.
Just over a minute left in the period, and that is not what Fenwick needed after a very strong showing, as we alluded to here in the second. Puck played in deep into the near corner. Tantero wasn't able to pass it cleanly. Now, again with numbers are the Friars. Bastedos, backdoor play, couldn't find anyone. Felitas now, he has one. Carries, looking for an option. Couldn't get it cleanly to Shoemaker, who comes in support. Centering chance to Drum, but it hops over his stick. Nelson there. Plays it to the wing. Backhanded deep in Friar territory. Drum not able to win that puck battle. The Friars hope to clear. Just over 10 seconds left in the period. Carlson intercepts the chance. Odell Beckham Jr. in the building. On the chip in. Glove down, but there is a stoppage with 6.9 in the second.
And they're going to call that a hand pass there. I'm sure that's not going to bother either team, as looks like we're going to go into the break 4-1. So Nick Fabrini's got some talking to do with his guys to try to get this game, or try to win this game, or even send it into overtime.
One more shot on target. Alessi saw it all the way through. And that will do here in Bensonville after 2 periods of play. 4-1 in favor of the Lake Forest Scouts. Fenwick having to take a look in the mirror and hopefully turn things around here in the third. But as it stands, they trail by 3.
Yeah, and Fenwick's going to do the same thing they've been doing in the first and second, floating that guy high. And let's see if Nick Fabrini's got something to say to his guys about how Lake Forest is defending that play, because Lake Forest has been running, or rather Fenwick has been running that play throughout the course of the season. And I'm sure Nick Fabrini's got something to tell his guys to make sure that Lake Forest isn't able to defend it as easily as they have been throughout the first and the second period.
After 2 periods of play here in Bensonville, 4-1 the score in favor of the Scouts. Stick around for the third period of play. Surely a lot of action left to be played. Stick around. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Edge here in Bensonville. After 2 periods, it's the Scouts leading the Friars 4-1. Let's toss things down to ice level. Dylan Ward with the head coach of the Scouts. Dylan.
Thank you, Rudy. Here with head coach Steve Serauer. Coach, you guys get 2 goals towards the end of the second period to give yourself the 3-goal lead heading into the third. What do you look to build on here to secure a win?
Well, we definitely need to be a little more defensive-minded, especially in the neutral zone. We're not getting back into the middle of the ice. We're not picking up guys, and that's going to be big here. We gotta chip pucks deep. We can't have all these turnovers in the neutral zone.
Well, Lake Forest and Fenwick, maybe not a natural rivalry, so to speak, but Fenwick new to the SHL. This game's getting chippy. What are you seeing out there?
Well, they want to win. They're here to prove something. This is their first year. It was our first year last year, and it was the same thing. Like, I don't blame them. I'd be playing the same way. They want to win just like everybody else, and they have the talent. I mean, they've won some. They beat GVN. I mean, it must have taken a pretty good effort to do that. So,
all right, Coach, thanks for the time. Good luck.
all right, thanks.
Guys, back to you.
Dylan, great questions. One that I really want to touch on, and he made an excellent point, is the way that Fenwick is playing, despite this being not your conventional rivalry, very chippy game, could either kind of be the momentum boost that you need to get back into a game, or it can kind of derail you mentally, especially when you're down by 3 heading into the third.
That's right, Rudy, and Fenwick has seen themselves in this position many games in the SHL, and it's not unfamiliar territory for them. Teams need something that's going to boost their mojo, and Fenwick's got that physical presence, but they also have that skill up front, and certain players have certain roles to fill. Not every player is going to be the one that produces. Some of them need to have that physical presence, and that's what Fenwick does a really good job, is the players know what they need to do to succeed as a team.
Moments away from puck drop. Whistle blown as we await both teams to line up. But as you mentioned, some of those players that have been able to create chances, Karabatsos, Fosco, you look at some of those breakaways that they've had and not being able to capitalize on them. Otherwise, it could very easily be 3-4, maybe even 4-4, especially when you look at the opportunities that they miss in the power play.
Right, and those key chances are the ones that kind of separate this game. But something that they're going to look at to try to succeed here in this third period, they got to be fully offensive-minded, already down 4-1. So if you're going to go on a rush, there's no problem if a defense steps up, but that's got to be their mindset here in the third period, is offense, offense, offense.
We're underway here in Bensonville. Winning the draw are the Scouts. They dump it deep into the zone. Swift there, hoping to win the battle. Gets the turnover, goes on the backhand, and getting it with the glove is Alessi, as another heavy presence on the forecheck leads to an opportunity. Not a whole lot of danger behind it, but it is a shot on goal.
It is, and Alessi, the only player on the ice that knew where that puck was able to track it, grab it with the glove, and give his guys a chance at a faceoff.
We'll try things again to the left of Alessi. Again, it's the Scouts getting the better of the Friars on the draw. A try from the point. Goes wide. Could have been a shot pass of sorts, net dislodged. We'll have a whistle.
And something here to note too, Rudy, is freshly Zambonied ice. Puck's going to glide a little bit more, so if players are going to get the puck out of the zone, they can't be as hard as they normally would later in that second period.
Walsh to take the draw. Jack Walsh, appearing in 14 games this season for the Scouts, has recorded a goal and 4 assists. Icing on the other end. We'll try again 200 feet to our left.
I'm sure both Fenwick as well as Lake Forest looking for a little bit more control to start off this third period here. But if Fenwick's going to want to get back in this game and make it a little bit more competitive, they're going to have to get one within these next 5 minutes.
Surely that's one of the things that they talked about in the locker room, is how important it is to come out hot. Shot blocked by the captain, Joseph Kurzak. Cuts to his forehand, goes on the shot, and that one is blockered away by Summers. Another icing. So after a lot of flow in the second period, it feels like we should be a couple minutes into the third period, but it hasn't even been a minute. A lot of stoppages, a lot of icings.
Yeah, a lot of icings. Teams both Fenwick as well as Lake Forest seem to get a little nervous when they get that puck. I'm sure just after that break, both of the teams just need a second to kind of get back in the swing of things, and I'm sure they'll get back to it ASAP.
Drum, long pass, finds Felitas. He has one today, trying to find a streaking Zachary Shoemaker.
I think the right play there for Felitas was to shoot that puck. He didn't really have many other options, but he tried to get it over to his teammate. I think the best play there for him was to shoot that puck.
Be that as it may, Drum on again, finding Shoemaker. This time a breakaway, streaking in to the backhand. He scores! Zachary Shoemaker gets his 10th of the season. It's 5-1.
Shoemaker has a lot of speed, had the presence of mind to cut into that neutral zone, gets a pass from his teammate, makes no mistake and buries it on the backhand, and that's going to put Lake Forest up 5-1, which if you're a Friar fan, that's not the start you wanted to see, but see if Lake Forest pulls away with this one. They're 1 goal away from a running clock, but as we see, he goes from the forehand to the backhand, makes a really nice move, and he's able to give his team that 5-1 lead.
Someone finally cashes in on a breakaway opportunity. This time it is the Scouts. The lead is now 4, just over a minute and a half into the final period of play. As mentioned, 1 goal away from the running clock. The Friars hoping it doesn't get to that point. Ceramic now gets the better of Carlson. There was a bit of a size difference there. Now it's Savage, was hoping to slice his way into the slot. Wasn't able to do so. LaChance collects behind his goal line, plays it off the boards to Svet.
Now the big thing here for Lake Forest, Rudy, is unless Fenwick gets a few goals quick here, big thing is they got a 5-1 lead with 15 minutes left. They're going to need to make sure there's not a ton of injuries.
Guys, after that 5th goal, this Lake Forest bench was all smiles. Head coach Steve Serauer saying 1 more for the pizza party, boys. Talked to him after that. Apparently when Lake Forest wins by 5, they all get a pizza party.
That's the kind of stuff that no research in the world can prepare you for. So a little added motivation. Dylan Ward getting the scoop on the bench. The icing negated. Heavy hit and slow to get up, holding his hip is number 10, John Moore. We hope he's okay, certainly laboring. There's no easy way to transition, but a huge thank you to our sponsors for their continued support here in 2024. Some of the logos that you see. Of course, without them, none of this is possible. As we resume action here in Bensonville. 5-1 your score. It's Uline shooting one, and that one might have caught the stick of Alessi. Chalk that up as a save.
That one definitely caught Alessi there by surprise. Had a lot of bodies in front of him, both Fenwick as well as Lake Forest bodies in front, but he was able to get his paddle on that one, and it's going to keep it at a 5-1 game.
Mills was trying to get some offense generated. Another heavy slap shot. Uline have said his name plenty, as he certainly likes to rip it. It's Verney now, has Pabst. 2-on-1 if they can hurry. Pabst wasn't able to really get possession cleanly on that zone entry. Shoemaker now plays it on the backhand out of their own territory. But again, it's the Friars coming in with speed. On the backhand, goes off the side of the net and squeezed by Summers.
Senna had a good look there, but he was getting defended that first play. It almost fooled Summers, but he wasn't able to get his stick on that second chance there, and his second chance opportunity as opposed to hitting the net hits the side of the net just a little late on that one.
Paps wins the draw. Fosco there. Has to rim it along the boards. A lot of heavy action behind the play. Surely they're not making dinner reservations. Godelis taking his time. A huge pass denied by Dahmer. Puts it on target and played out to the near corner, but the puck squirts free in the slot. Another dangerous opportunity. Dahmer settles for the pass. Santaniello couldn't get the shot off and has to opt for a huge hit behind the play. Deflected in front. Again, it's the Scouts searching for their 6th. Marsh. Nice move. Plays it off to the point. Dahmer through bodies. Might have gone off of a body and goes off of the shoulder of Alessi. Either way, it doesn't find the back of the net and it's cleared. No icing.
And Rudy, even though this game is 5-1, both teams are playing like it's a 0-0 game.
If there's one thing that has stayed consistent throughout the evening, it has been the physicality of both teams. Has certainly played a factor. Might not be a conventional rivalry in SHL play, as Dylan said earlier, but these two teams certainly playing like there is some history. Tantero was able to get the pass off cleanly before the Scouts get the better of the Friars. Tantero again winning another battle, not able to get the pass off nearly as clean as he did prior. It's LaChance with a lot of space to work with. Enters the zone. Dipsy Doodle has it on his feet. Tries to get the shot off. He does. Good save. The rebound is loose. Verney there. Takes a spin. Falls down after getting hit. And now it's Drum. Has a lot of space. Tries to get the shot off. Not a whole lot behind it. The Friars now carry it out of their own zone. It's Kurzak shooting one. Goes off of the stick. And out of play. Good save from Summers.
Really good play here by both sides. Both of them trying to convert on their chances. Kurzak with a good little move there. Gets a little one-on-one chance, and he's able to give his team an offensive zone draw as his shot hits the stick of Summers and goes out of play.
Right now for Lake Forest, because of where they sit in the standings, these 2 points vital to their regular season campaign. They hope to close it out. Just over 10.5 minutes, but the lead is 4. A nice interception. The puck is still loose. Played off on the side of the net. The shot attempt from Marsh is on target. Uline shoots one. Again, heavy slap shot. Doesn't make its way through. Cross crease pass. The shot. They score! A beautiful pass finds Landon Mills. And the lead is now 6-1 in favor of the Scouts.
And that goal there by Landon Mills is all started by Andrew Marsh. That hustle to get to the zone, that good stick check. Even though he wasn't able to bury it, Andrew Marsh was the one who started that offensive zone chance for the Scouts, and none of that would have been possible without the effort of Andrew Marsh.
Tell us, are they happy about the pizza down there?
Yeah, it sounds like maybe they want some McDonald's instead. Some dialogue happening between the players and the coach.
Dylan, do we have a score update on the New Trier Carmel game?
Yes, we do. 3-1 New Trier in the third period.
Another opportunity. It's Marsh again. Was met by the frame of number 17, Giovanni Senna. We'll call that one even Steven, as nobody really got the worst of that one, but it did break up an opportunity on the rush. Savage plays it off. On target, collected by Alessi, plays it off. 9.5 minutes. Jake Alessi, long pass intended for Fosco, finds him. Played in the near corner. Moorhead there, trying to stymie him. Swift plays it off the boards. A shot from the point gets deflected and goes to the opposite side. The near wing.
Rudy, I touched on this a little bit earlier, but the big thing here for Lake Forest as well as Fenwick, even though they're down, is to avoid injuries to keep players. This game is 6-1 with 9 minutes left, so the big thing is making sure that the rate this game's been going with the amount of physicality, that none of your key players, or for that matter of fact, any player gets injured, or avoid huge injuries that keep them out for the rest of the season.
Everybody hoping to stay healthy enough to collect their Happy Meal after the game, as Dylan down at ice level was able to let us know. And if they're, if they have any extra food down there, the announcers will certainly put an order in. 8:30 left. A lot of back and forth play. Lotito dumps it down. The Scouts on the breakout. Another heavy collision. Drum getting the worst of that one, but he gives a little extra to Bastetto. Puck played by Shoemaker. Nice saucer pass to the opposite end. Back to Shoemaker. Was trying to get it to the forehand to hopefully spur another rush. And now it's Verney playing it deep, getting a change. He's been out, long shift for him, long game for him. He's been one of the constants for this Friar team despite the score. A very steady performance, and that's what you've come to expect from a player of his caliber. Might not show up on the score sheet, but it's the intangibles that people tend to notice when it comes to that player. Mills shoots one from downtown, not on target. Back to Mills off the pass from Shoemaker.
Now, Rudy, I'm curious, as a former goaltender yourself, do those shots from the red line worry you?
When they dip, they do. I mean, it's one of those things. The harder the shot, it's a little easier to stop. But once it starts to dip and dive, you start to kind of hit the panic button.
In fact, as Dylan knows, we've seen one of those this season by a Glenbrook South player.
David, got to be honest, I'm blanking.
I think it was Mulvey?
Oh, yeah, from the neutral zone. There you go.
Come on, Dylan. I was in Ohio. I was in college, dude.
Live television, folks.
Hey, you know what? What was funny is if you go back and watch that game, I don't even give Mulvey credit for the goal because I was looking down at a note when he took the shot. All of a sudden, I see everyone celebrating a goal. I didn't even know what happened until I looked at the replay.
Well, he's drawing a blank. He didn't remember, but that's okay.
I think we're going to have to go make sure that Dylan's okay after this broadcast.
Nearly got hit by a puck in the first period, so.
Santaniello spins, couldn't get the shot off cleanly. As we are having a good time down here in Bensonville. 6-1 your score with the running clock. Centering feed to Santaniello, not on target. Nelson pinching in. Was hoping to get the rebound. Delayed offside, but he checks up just in time, Fosco. It's Fenwick now. Entering the zone, Paps with it now. Plays it along the boards. Santaniello, as we have a very special guest up here in the booth delivering some beefs. Well, thank you to our parents up here supporting the broadcast in more ways than one. This is unhinged. This third period is unhinged. But
delivering what up there?
We got food.
Make sure you save some of that for me.
No, Dylan, you get the pizza.
You get the Happy Meal.
I'll tag along to this McDonald's afterwards.
As we mentioned, Mills, running clock, just under 5 minutes of play left here in regulation. As the score stands, Lake Forest would advance to 10-11-1, 21 points, 3 away from the 7th seed. Fenwick would suffer their 20th of the campaign.
Yeah, and already here before the winter break, Lake Forest looking like they're going to get win number 10 here. They had 6 wins last season in their debut year in the SHL, so already a massive improvement. You said it, 10-11-1, nearing that 500 points percentage.
It's all about continuously getting better, and that's what this Lake Forest team has been able to do. A breakaway, another opportunity, great save. The rebound goes wide on that opportunity. Puck cleared, it'll be icing.
And you know, this Lake Forest team this season just so deep, and this game is a perfect example. You've got 6 goals on the board, 6 different players scoring those goals, and 11 different guys getting on the score sheet. Also, the goaltender, Sommers. Usually it's Teddy Huddleston, the starter. He's unavailable tonight, not on the bench, so they roll with Sommers. Allows just the 1 goal on 20 shots.
He has been stellar when called upon, certainly giving them the security they needed, especially in the second period when Fenwick was generating a lot of offense. You look at some of the saves on the power play. Uline shoots one, goes off a body over the cage. Shoemaker now wearing the A, has one. Spins and looks for an option. Verney intercepts the pass. Shoemaker again, great edge work, centering Pete. Another try, backdoor play, and Drum cashes in. It's 7-1.
Good setup again there by the Lake Forest Scouts. Even though this game was 7-1 now, was 6-1, still trying to make sure that they have momentum as we enter playoffs. Oh.
And guys, this is their second season in the SHL. There have been 5 different occasions where Lake Forest managed 6 goals. This is the first time they've scored a touchdown in the S.
With the extra point.
Touchdown and the extra point.
With the extra point, correct.
Keeping you honest up here in the booth. 7-1 your score, 2.5 left in regulation. Surely this one is pretty much wrapped up here in Bensonville. Lake Forest will collect that 10th win of the season. But don't let the score fool you. It has been a lot tighter than the score would show. 2-on-1, a shot wide. Another try from Fosco, it's loose. Sommers spun around thinking he didn't have it, and he was correct.
Guys, real quick, got to give credit to Mr. Fosco for bringing the food up to the booth for us, so appreciate that.
Big thank you to Dominic Fosco's dad, and here come the Scouts. Again, a shot that was over the net. Might have been wide. We're going to get a stoppage. 1:30 left in regulation. The clock continues to roll. But yes, a thank you to Mr. Fosco for delivering some Italian sausages up here in the booth, and they look scrumptious. They look really good. Santaniello will go to the box. A formality at this point. 7-1 again your score as we approach the final minute of regulation.
They don't even put the penalty on the boards, guys. Or actually, it looks like there's a guy for each team in the box.
So coincidentals. We stand corrected. As Dylan said earlier, coincidentals still result in 5-on-5 play, which is what made the 4-on-4 so exciting. Pabst was trying to center it. Svet at the point. Shoots one. Not a whole lot behind it. Couldn't get the shot off cleanly. Pass to Swift. A little bit beyond his reach as LaChance breaks it out. Another rush, surely the final one for Fenwick. As Svet plays it very deep. Carlson will go and get that puck intercepted by Pabst. One more shot as the clock will expire. The rebound, that will count. 7-2 will be your final score. But the final here in Bensonville will be 7-2 officially after Lake Forest gets the job done.
Overall, real good effort there from Lake Forest, and on the Fenwick side, really good job of them not quitting until the end, scoring a goal with 1 second left. And Lake Forest fans got to be really happy with that victory, continuing the success they've seen throughout their past 10 games. And we're going to have an interview with Dylan, our sideline reporter.
Thanks, guys. Here with Jackson Drum. Jackson, you score goal number 7. You have 3 assists in the game as well. Walk me through the win.
Well, I think we played really well in the offensive zone. Had a little struggle on the poundy kill, getting a lot of poundies, but I think that we were able to stick it through and end up getting some goals, just being in front of the net, tipping shots, just being annoying pretty much.
All right, well, last season, Lake Forest, their first year in the SHL, just 6 wins. This is win number 10 in league play for you guys, right around the 500 points percentage. You're above the playoff line as it stands. What's been so different this year, and what needs to continue into the new year?
This year, I think we just have more confidence. A lot more people are producing. Other than last year, it was just like the same people. I feel like this year we're much more of a team, and we're just working better as a team.
All right, thanks, man, for doing this.
See, these two teams will be after the winter break as they enter 2024, both playing Vider, but on different dates. For Fenwick, it'll be on January 6th at 5:20, and for the Scouts, it will be on January 10th. House, on behalf of our fantastic crew, our cameraman Matt Freeman, our technical director Max Anderson, of course Dylan Ward down at sideline, and to my right, David Ventura. I've been your guy. On behalf of all of us here on the SHL Network, have a happy holidays and a very happy new year. We will see you in 2024 with plenty of action. Have a good night.